Welcome back to my channel, and we're looking at a new-ish version of an aircraft that I have for some time now, but actually haven't really used that much. A fact that I want to change now. So this is the Aerobask Eclipse 550. It's out for, I would say, at least a year and a half, I think, 2 years, something like that. And it's one of these small jets, very light jets, VLG or what you call them. And in January 2019, this year, they had updated it to version 1.1.15 or something like that. So this is the latest version. There hadn't really been any other updates since then. Now, the Eclipse, together I think with the Pipistrel Pantera, were the first ones that received the GTN 750 simulation. Not the one you can buy from Reality XP, but the one that comes from Aerobask. So actually quite an interesting airplane, and if you know Aerobask, if you have add-ons from them, they really do fantastic airplanes. They have done the DA62, my absolute favorite, and they also have done the Epic, which recently came out in a Garmin 1000 version. Now this one still uses the old suites of avionics, and yeah, we're going to do a test flight, our usual stuff. And in the real Try&Fly, I haven't really been using this aircraft for a long time, so I'm kind of discovering what's possible with this aircraft and what isn't. Okie dokie. So outside modeling, very nice, as you can see. I mean, this is something that Aerobask usually does very well. So yeah, that's that. Those covers look a bit weird, I think. Yeah, they look like what you have on pencils, you know, to erase things. Nah, well, anyway. So that's the outside, and if we jump inside, and for that I need to get back into the simulator window. There we are. We are here in the back of the aircraft. There's also some nice interior modeling, and you can see it is a very small jet compared to other things that we had. It looked like we were able to do something here, but I must have been wrong. No, okay. Yeah, it's a bit like the Guppy, our Vision Jet SF50, very similar. Also in, I think, in size and seating. I thought that this might be tables that you can pull out. Interesting. Okay. Now also quite nice, there is this special settings menu. There are several ways of opening that. One is this little icon here that you can really put out of the view. The other is when you're in the front here in the cockpit, you can press this and then have a 3D version of it. Yeah. So I actually prefer this here. Yeah. Okay. So let's see the options. There are TCAS alerts that you can turn on or off, windshield reflections, and EFIS reflections, if you like that kind of stuff. If you know me, I'm really glad that they offer that they offer to turn this off. You can see the background noise. You can actually cancel it out. Then there's ground. The door is opened. The chocks and the whole shebang is out there. And if you press this button, a GPU will show up. And we should be hearing noise any moment. Because I think I turned it on, didn't I? I did, yes. Doesn't sound like it's on though, isn't it? I really thought that we should hear the exterior has been turned off. That's why. Interesting. I didn't do that. So here's the exterior sound. Now you can hear the GPU from the outside. So I'm going to quickly go to the lights. You can turn on flashlights, red flashlight, front lights, center lights. I mean, we wouldn't see much of that currently. And you can close and open the shades. So if we pick any of those windows, for example, the center right, where is it? Center right, it's there. So you can see I can close or open them by selecting the one that I want to modify. I can also close them all. And I can open them all. Right, I'm going to take away the chocks and I'm going to close the door. And now let's have a look around here. As I say, I haven't really been using this, so I will need to familiarize myself with the cockpit. There's always a little bit of, I'm trying to move with the mouse and things get a bit stuck and I need to click once or twice on the right mouse key. I'm not sure why that is. Anyway, we're looking for the electric system. So we have the system battery. And unfortunately, I don't have a checklist, at least not in this. Yeah, and it will bring up the this special, slightly older avionics. I forgot what it's called. Oh, come on. And here is the display. It is quite an interesting, very detailed navigation display. And they simulated a GTN 750 and a GTN 650. And one of the functions here is the so-called autopilot. They actually put in autopilot controls here. Although we also have them up here. Okay. So yeah, as I say, I haven't found a C list. There probably is one, but I actually forgot to. Yeah, there isn't. Yeah, I thought I had one. Anyway, let's put on the nav lights so that everybody knows we're in the process of starting things. Annunciator test. The alarms sound a little bit strange. Windshield defog, okay. Bus tire auto. And that's the starter battery, I think. We're probably going to do this a little bit later. This is the oxygen. Passenger masks, in case we need it. Cabin air, currently on right. And here's the power lever. Yep, got that one. Auto throttle disconnect. So apparently this has an auto throttle. Now let's quickly check. Okay, parking brake is set. All right. Okay, the circuit breakers we cannot use. Every time I move here and then I try to move the view, I get kind of stuck for a short moment. Not sure why that is. So here we've got USB ports. Then there's headphones. I'm not sure what that does. If that does anything at all, probably not. There's more fuses. You probably have to find. It's not as well made as in the newer ones. I have a feeling. Yeah, when you can see, it's actually hard now to find the click spot to get this closed again. It's a bit weird. Okay, right. It's not bad, but it's yeah. Okay, in order to start the engines, that's up here. And now what we can do is we can actually put in our flight plan. Our flight plan brings us from Echo Delta Delta Mike. I mean, it's actually amazing that they put that in. Then we load the departure. We're going to take off 08 left. We are going to go via the anchor 9 Quebec to anchor. Then we add Akini. And we add Ostes. Then we add Echo Delta Delta Mike. And I want to load arrivals via the ILS 08 left. We're going to come on the BAMTA 4 Alpha. Transition Mike. And you can also see that it puts this here on this display. These can't be taken out, I think. Or maybe they can. Ah, they can, yes. I thought that was possible. Map menu. So we can turn on or off certain things. Back. Items. Okay, fixes out, NDB out, VOR DME out, airports we can leave in. Back. Heading up, yeah, TCAS, weather is on. Okay. And this is plan mode. At the moment we can't see this. Probably because we haven't. Ah, that's nearest. Okay, that's information. That's the flight plan. So here we can see it again. Now we can actually see it. Okay. I use, by the way, the mouse scroll wheel in order to zoom in or out. And here's our So Rosa Bingo Tusto Lando, Mike. Okay. That's looking good. We're going to climb to flight level. I don't know how fast it is. So either 150 or 200, depending on how fast this thing is coming up. Our fuel is 115 gallons. Let's see what that would mean. That's an hour and 25 flight time. is about half a tank. Putting it up a little bit. Okay, so at least an hour and a half, that should suffice for our test flight. Our usual one. Very good. Back. So transponder code is 2200 and it's on standby. And the autopilot, here we have also a way of activating certain autopilot modes. And in tools we can time, we can set up things. Transponder baro, for example, in millibar. Okay. Yeah, so there's quite a few possibilities here. The Skyview stuff that they've made, and together with here with the can I turn this off again? Let's see. Screen, we're still in flight plan mode. Let's turn plan off and let's turn flight plan off. Okay, so that's actually looking quite good. We can also see the route here together with the kind of weather radar thing. Okay, so what we also need to do, we need to go, off, let go, no, oh god, this is stuck now. So it's a bit weird here with the mouse. I think this is the aircraft, because I don't have that usually like that. HSI source, Skyview, localizer 2, localizer 1, nav 2, Skyview. So we need this here so that we can follow our flight plan that we've just programmed. Okay, let's turn on bearing 1. Skyview, bearing 2, nav 1, for example. Back. So, screen, what does screen do again? PDF, PG. Not even sure what that. I can also bring in engine, and I can even bring in the map. And ooh, wow, that is interesting. Layout, switch. Not bad, not bad. Which probably means that I could switch things here as well. If I go on screen, I could bring in a PFD on this side as well. So from a display point of view, this is quite amazing, actually, I would say. I'm going to turn this on to default nav, and we can see the CDI is pointing to the first waypoint. Okay, so let's go and see if my hardware, yes, my hardware works. I'm going to put in 15,000 for the moment, and I will check how fast we are going to climb to that altitude. The heading will be 080. Since we're going to take off from 08 left. And we also have to turn the course. I'm going to actually this is done automatically, I think. Yeah, it looks like it's done automatically, but I'm using it here on my hardware as well. So the vertical speed shows minus. Yeah, we're going to use 1800 feet later on during the climb. Okay, so flight director on. Yaw damper on. Auto throttle we definitely have. So next question. What are the speeds? Can we do this here somewhere? Weather, terrain, utilities. I don't think so. I don't think they have the speeds here. Yeah, we'll wing it somehow. I haven't read the documentation as usual. Okay, I think we are fine. So let me quickly check what this thing will look. Not again. Let go. Let's quickly see what that thing looks like in the dark. I'm going to oops. So here we are in the dark. Well, we are at an airport. Oh no, hang on. That's ice protection. Wrong switches. Okay. So the light is master. What's that there? Master dim. Aha. We can set the all the displays, and this is sort of a night mode. Okay. Let's go back into daylight. And let's turn that lights off again. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. We need to have it a bit brighter than that. Good. Again, I can't move. Very weird though. There's some strange mouse handling. Yeah, like this now. You see, nothing happens, although it should move. So that must be that stuff we have there. On start, so I'm assuming that we're going to start left engine and right engine with these knobs. Let's quickly check. We still have the GPU. So I'm going to start now the first engine if I find that flippin' click spot and can't stay long enough on it. Come on. Now I can't zoom. What is this? Oh, come on. The mouse, this is really strange. Okay, 2 people sitting in the front. I think you need to click sort of in the center here. So, engine number 1 worked out well. And engine number 2, better to say, and oops. It's all done automatically, it seems. Okay, I think we can remove the GPU now. should have probably. Oh come, that is a real annoyance, I have to say. Okay, taxi, beacon. We should have turned on the beacon. Okay, it has a beacon, and now we're going to turn on the taxi lights because we're going to start rolling any moment. Oh, come on, what is going on here? And then you can't find the cabin air normal. Okay, so this is an automatic. Did we? That's for the left and the right engine. Okay. Windshield defog we turn on. So this is the pressurization. Okay, I think we're ready for taxiing. And off we go. Yeah, I can steer with the rudder pedals. Have to give quite a bit of power here to get moving. So, flaps. If we find now the key for the flaps. Is it F8? Is it F7? Good question. I don't know. Let's see if we can find the flaps. 7, F8, F6. It's F6 for takeoff. Takeoff position. You can see this here, by the way. The 3 greens, left, front and right for the gear. And the flaps are now in the takeoff position. There's a bit of a modeling. Yeah, you can see that this is, I think, a slightly older product here of Aerobask. So these are things that that I haven't seen in the Epic or in the DA62. $1,015, I think that's wrong. I think we are on 1013, and you see the click spots, they're a bit of a pain, unfortunately. So once I click there, somehow it works, even if it doesn't show, but this is unexpected behavior, you know. It's actually very hard to, and then zoom doesn't work. It's strange. That's a pity. That's really a pity. Oh well. If that's all the problems I have with this aircraft, it's not that bad, but it is a bit distracting. We are in Munich here, by the way, in case you wonder. Short final design. can bring out this display as well. Same way, click on the center. So the steering is quite good. It's none of this nervous thing that you get in other aircraft sometimes, where you can hardly steer straight. Oh, I think I have some traffic active. Oh yeah, that's for flying on Iveo. We can actually see this thing here. This is the traffic. It actually shows us the traffic. So the modeling, I'm assuming that this is actually what the... you can switch between the map and not map. This is what the real aircraft looks like in the cockpit with the old Skyview stuff. I mean, Aerobask was the first to really produce fantastic looking and really functional navigation displays. And although I don't really like the Skyview, like the looks of it, it's not mine really. Prefer the Garmin. Things like that are actually hard to read here, so you need to get close. Yeah, the general sort of the displays, they are smaller than you're used to in the Garmin. But I think the general combination of things is actually fantastic. It's really a lot of stuff you get for your money. And this is quite a little very light jet. So this is Munich here, fantastic. Right. Yeah, we're taxiing rather fast, but that's okay. So what I can't remember now is how we are going to take off. I think I'm just going to bring forward the throttle levers, and we'll make sure that we're not getting into the red with anything. And I hope that the Skyview will give us enough clues as to the speed and when we can actually rotate. We'll see. Try and fly. And I'm going to start with heading mode on 080, but then we'll pretty quickly then also switch to nav mode. Change this view a little bit. What is... it's caught again. It catches the mouse, you know, and then it keeps sticking with the mouse instead of just... That's really unusual. I don't have that in any other aircraft. This is only here. This must be the way they have done all the click spots and the way these displays work, which is quite fantastic, but it seems to have a little side effect. So yeah, it's okay. It's just, it's a little bit Yeah, I keep getting caught out by this. A little minus on the perfection list here. I think we can take the first exit here, or the next one. Yeah, we'll take this here. So everybody fasten your seatbelts. We're getting ready here. You can see it slows down pretty quickly once I take away the power. It's almost as if you're tapping on the brakes or something. It goes very quickly. See this? And stop. Okay. Okay. I'm putting on the brakes, parking brake, and now speed select is at 180 knots. I think we can leave this. And now what we need to do is we're going to put the transponder on alt, and we're going to turn on the strobes and the landing lights, and flaps are in the takeoff position. Engine controls, idle nose left, nose right, that's the rudder trim. See this, I can hardly move. This is really painful. Because I'm using the mouse a lot here, and that is a bit of a pain, yeah. Okay, I think we are ready to go. I think we have everything. There isn't that many switches anyway. It caught again. Okay, so let's go. Parking brake off. So as I say, initial mode is heading, and as soon as we are airborne and I got the gears in, I'm going to switch over to nav, which then should follow our flight plan, hopefully. And then we're going to turn on also the autopilot. Little micro stutters from time to time. Not sure if that comes from the aircraft. So I'm going to bring up the power now. About 90 something. Oh, is that an aircraft ahead of us? 60. 80, 90, I would say we can probably pull now. Traffic. Yes. Traffic. Positive rate, gear up. I should turn off that traffic. Okay. Navigation mode. We're going to keep the vertical speed,
clear of conflict,
and I'm going to turn on the autopilot now. Altitude change. And I'm activating the auto throttle system. And we bring up the flaps. Did we bring up the flaps? Yes. Flaps are up. We are actually following our flight plan, and I'm keeping the speed for the moment at 180. We are climbing with about 2000. This is obviously what the altitude change does. We're losing speed again. Are we on the right mode? We are in autopilot pitch mode. Indicated airspeed 180. Let's see this here. So we are indicated airspeed 180. Auto throttle is off again. So I'm turning it on again. And we're climbing for 1500, and we are on GPS for the lateral mode. So that looks okay. Can put the traffic, because as we can see there's some traffic in the vicinity, some AI traffic. Oh, this is we're climbing quite fast, but we have lost speed again. We are back in pitch mode. I'm not sure why that is. It does not keep a vertical speed, so I'm not sure. Pitch IS pitch. And now we have quite high. Yeah, auto throttle is off again, so this is a bit funky here. Now we are back in pitch mode again. So we either have the one or the other. We don't seem to be able to get both. Oh, come on, let go. We don't seem to be able to get both. Now let's see. We have the autopilot on, we have the flight director on, nav mode is on. So let's go vertical speed, 1800. Okay, I think we can climb through to flight level 200. Seems to be fast enough, but the speed is a bit not very fast, so I'm going to increase speed now. And I'm going to decrease our climb rate a bit. That should help also accelerating. I hope we are still correct on the course here. Let's see. I'm flying towards Anchor. Yep. Anchor and then Akini. So far, this is looking good. So it keeps the 1200 feet roughly, that's okay. And we've accelerated to almost 210. I'm going to wait now that we reach our cruising altitude. We're on our way to Akini. Autopilot modes are vertical speed 1200, altitude 200, so, and GPS mode. So that looks pretty okay now. And it also seems to hold the speed when the ATS is on. It's just that it doesn't appear to show the auto throttle mode here. At least I don't seem to be able to see it. I just see vertical speed plus 1200 autopilot. I don't see an indication for the auto throttle. Okay. Well, anyway, so we seem to have some traffic here. Can we open that one as well? No, I don't think we can. You can see it here as well, by the way. This is the traffic. It's below us. And shows this vector. So there are some really nifty things here in these displays. That's it is quite fascinating what he did here. So you can again see the autopilot modes. Engine, we can go into kilograms, liters or pounds. It's quite amazing, isn't it? I'm quite impressed. I haven't really used this aircraft, but I have to say it is quite impressive, the amount of implementation here. Yeah, with this we can see the next waypoint, we can see with the track how far it is, distance to go, relative bearing and all that. And 1000. So now I'm going to increase the speed to 240. I have to read now how fast this bird can fly. So we reached flight level 200. We have standard, okay, 1013. Looks like this thing can fly quite fast, because I'm assuming that it would show something red here if we would approach dangerous speeds. So when you see this here, though, that little thing, we can see where the barber pole is. It's at around 200 and it's slightly under 290 it looks. So I would say 290, at least on this altitude, would be the maximum, it seems. Okay, we have ultra weather interfering with the display. Nice, very nice. And it's the functionality that's quite fascinating, because we have so much complexity here. That might be the reason for the one or the other stutter we see. But this is actually amazing, you know. Apart from the looks, like, yeah, you have to get used to it. But on the other hand, it is actually quite good readability and all that. And what it shows, and the and the speed, like, look at that. I mean, yeah. And then take, for example, that stuff that you get from Coronado and prepared. It's a Garmin, yeah, but it's not really great. You can load flight plans here, by the way, as well, and so it is far superior to the default functionality of the Garmin that you get with Explain. So that's quite fascinating what they did here. I really like it. So we're coming to Bamta now, which is a kind of sharp bend. And at Rosa we need to get down to 15,000. So I'm going to see if I can use the altitude change mode and see what it does. It's in vertical speed. Okay, so I can provide a vertical speed, and that should bring down the engine parameters a little bit. Yep. We're using currently about 200 kilograms an hour. Right away here you can see elevator, rudder and aileron deflection or trim. So it's turning in the right direction. It's not doing any boo-boos. Very nice. Very, very nice. I like it. Yeah, you can see the micro stutters from time to time. Yeah, it's doing the full turn. Okay, I mean, we are a little bit got a little bit out of the way. I can show you here. See here? So it has to now try and get back to Bamta, which is somewhere here, in order to get back onto the course line. So a bit of a deflection, but that's the question is now how well will it catch the course. And I have to tell you, look, it's doing this pretty well. There's Rose Up. Well, actually, no, it's not. Oh, no, yes, it is. Rose Up. Rose Up is the waypoint we're looking for. And now it's flying towards Bingu. Reached 1500 0. Okay, cool. Now we can see where we are here from a flight plan point of view. So you have so many possibilities here. Also the frequencies. Yep, actually. What is it? 109.5, is it? It's the 08 left. ILS category 3, 109.5. So I'm going to put this in. 10950, enter, and oops, get out of here. So 109.5 is IMNE, India Mike November Echo, so that's the ILS. There's also another way to do your transponder settings. And if you need the second set of radios, I think you do them here. And let me see. You need to push on one of the knobs. Okay, that switches between COM2 and NAV2. And then you can change the frequencies here as well, if you so wish. So, I'm going to bring it down now to 5,000. And we're going to do this with a vertical speed again. And I'm going to use 1500 feet per minute for the moment. I think that should suffice. So it's a little bit fast. We should see now some power reduction. Yes, it's happening. So it's coming back to 250. Lost a little bit on the speed, but that's okay, not too bad. There's another AI aircraft again, another TCAS contact. And you can see it here, so it's to our right, but it is no factor, at least not yet. Okay. Nah, I'm not going to turn it off. I think these guys are using the other runway, but we're going to ignore them. Normally I don't have AI traffic on, I just forgot to turn it off. By the way, here again, it shows you the descent. I think this is the descent indicator. So according to this, we might actually reduce the descent rate so that we try and hit the 5,000 roughly here. So that means we can probably go to 1,000 feet per minute. So another thing is, here's the terrain map put on. We don't have much terrain, so there's not much to be seen. Yeah, so when you see this projected here, we're probably going to hit 5,000 roughly around here. Delta 128 left, Lima. We need to be at 5,000 for Magat in order to intercept. TCAS is on, weather is on. Oh, very nice. So we're now getting parallel to the airport. The airport should be, where would that be? Yeah, I'm not sure that we can see it from here. I think there it is. Yep, there it is. $10,000. Well, I didn't do anything with the lights, so they're still on. It's fine. Okay. I'm going to reduce further on the descent rate, and I'm going to bring down the speed now to 230. Okay. At some point we need to switch then the CDI to the ILS. But there's still a little bit to go. We're now at 8,500. Actually externalize this window? No, that's not possible. It's not like the new stuff. Okay. So, we're turning. So now I need to find out where the flap speeds are. Usually I always look for those white markers here. That usually shows the area where we can start putting out flaps. I'm guessing it's the same here. Nah, these effects don't really work very well in X-Plane, at least not yet. It looks weird with the engine. So we're turning again. Okay. We're almost at D128 Lima. 6,000. $1,000. Turning. And we have almost arrived at 5,000, so that's okay. There's again some traffic. Actually might become a factor. I'm using this speed further now. 210. So we're going to turn in a moment for the ILS. Which is now. Amazing, the TCAS contacts here, quite like that. So I'm switching to localizer 1, IMN, and I'm activating the approach mode. And we're reducing speed, 190. Localizer is captured. The light slope is coming in as well. Flaps 1. Why does that have to come now? I don't care if there is a new Java update. Main operating systems. 1.4. Cleared out. Yeah, nice sound. And flaps for landing. So we have 3 green, we have the flaps for landing. And now I have to guess what the speeds will be, roughly. I would think that we're probably going to land in and around 120, 110 or something like that. Okay.
1,000.
Check. So, going to try and take over now. The thing is, I'm not quite sure where the throttles should be. So, we shall see what happens when I take over now.
500.
Yeah, they were a little bit on the high side. Okay. I guess it's around 100 or so, judging by the markers.
100.
Okay, the steering seems to be quite okay.
50, 40, 30.
There's hardly any
20, 10,
excessive
10.
Yeah. I know I'm not centered, but I didn't care too much about the horizontal part. I really like the elevator in this aircraft. That was really good. I don't think we have reversers. So I let it roll out, and we're going to take the next exit. So I didn't do anything now. I just yeah, just let it roll, and now I'm going to use some brakes to slow down. Bring in the flaps. And again, we need quite a bit of power in order to keep rolling. It tends to slow down easily. Very good. That was actually quite okay. Really liked the elevator. It was not jittery and overreacting as it does in a lot of aircraft. It was very, very easy for me to keep the attitude. And since I haven't flown the aircraft, that's why we floated a little bit, because I was still trying to figure out when did I need to take back the power and how would it react. But as you can see, it was quite easy to bring it down eventually, still in a good distance, and then just let it roll out. Yeah, that was nice. That was really nice. Really liked that one. So put it in ground mode here, and I'm going to turn the landing lights off. Oh, taxi lights on, strobes off, back to beacon, and yeah, we could now taxi back, but I will not do that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to turn off everything. Off. Oh, we had ice protection on. Okay, and then turn the engines off. All right, and then we can open the door. And there you go, the Eclipse 550 from Aerobask. Quite enjoyable. A really good flight model. The looks anyway is pretty good. The cockpit, well, yeah, the Skyview stuff isn't exactly my most favorite avionics suite, but I have to say the functionality is absolutely amazing. The complexities that they put in. The only thing that gets me here is a little bit is the thing with the mouse, okay, and the fact that things get stuck, and that has to do probably here with these displays. I'm pretty sure. And it seems that when they're turned off, I seem to have no problem. But when they're turned on, I get some weird hanging things. Yeah, like now. Just now I couldn't move. Okay. And very often the mouse gets, yeah, like that. It gets stuck. So I need to click again in order to get loose of it. And that normally doesn't happen. Not like that. Not that often in other aircraft. Normally it is actually quite easy to move without, see, it's caught again. So not sure why that is. It's a little bit, takes a little bit away from the overall good impression, but I think you can live with that. That's something that can be survived. You get used to it, and I think it's a very good package. I really like it. And I'm definitely planning now to use it for some flights in the future where we use a jet. I mean, I have my little guppy, as we call it, the Vision Jet, which is a slightly modified version. But it is very standard when it comes to navigation and all that. So this is actually much more elaborate. So for the moment, this is going to be my very light jet in the next couple of flights when I want to use a small jet. Okay, I hope that was helpful, and yeah, I hope you like that little aircraft as much as I do. And then I would say thanks for watching, and until next time.